I'm eating ice. I have a flask full of ice water, and then I drink the water, and when the ice falls into my mouth, I chew on the ice, which you're not supposed to do because it's bad for your teeth, but I do it anyways. Should be fine. My teeth are fucked anyway, so it doesn't matter. That was me farting, by the way. My window's open, so I can't go full power, like actually coming kind of scream, you know? That would be too much. There's a fucking middle school and a daycare and a family with like 2 young girls living nearby my house, so I really have to be careful in how weird I behave, because I'm pretty sure that they're always like one step away from reporting me to the cops as being like, you know, a potential sex offender or something like that, just because I'm screaming out the window all the time. They probably think I'm just like publicly masturbating or something. And I have to be like, no, Mr. Policeman. This is just streamer culture, you have to understand. Publicly doing it indoors. There was a guy who was indoors inside his house, and he liked walking around naked inside his house at like 5 a.m. in the morning when he was like making his coffee and shit. And one day he forgot to close the window, and some stupid bitch was walking by outside his house and saw him naked through the window, and she sued him for public exposure. And she won, which really shows you a lot about the standards that modern men are held to. If you're just minding your own fucking business, being naked inside your house, and some stupid bitch sees you from outside the window once suddenly you're a fucking criminal. Whereas if a guy is looking out, is doing like peeping Tom shit and looking into a woman's apartment, I'm pretty sure he's gonna get fucking arrested, so I don't know where this standard comes from, but it's complete bullshit. When your dick's so big you can see it from the sidewalk, I mean, Karen's ruined the fun for everyone. You can't even just walk around naked in your house. That's what I'm gonna do if I have my own apartment. Just have all the windows closed all the time and just be butt naked. The problem with doing that though is every time you fart, and I fart probably like 15 times a day because I have difficulty digesting wheat. So if I eat any crackers or bread or anything like that, I'm gonna be farting. Every time you fart and you don't have any underwear on, the unblocked anus gas coming out of your asshole is also spraying a lot of particles of shit everywhere where you're sitting. So you're literally spraying your bed or whatever, your chair, your favorite chair with shit. So for that reason alone, it's probably a good idea to be wearing underwear and like shorts or something. Just to make sure that you're not shitting everywhere or doing something similar to shitting everywhere. If you remember Knocked Up, they were doing a joke to each other where the guys would like fart in each other's pillows and stuff, and then they had like pink eye throughout the apartment because yeah, farting it's just a lot of shit particles. That's why it smells bad. So if you're farting in people's pillows, you're actually like staining their pillow with pink eye, or not pink eye, with shit, which is what leads to pink eye. Are you a bidet fan or a paper enjoyer? What I do, because I have hemorrhoids, I'm not really allowed to go full force when I wipe. So instead, I just wipe a very small amount and just sort of pat the shit down. And then I don't have a bidet on my toilet, but I have a shower right next door, so I go to the shower and I take the shower nozzle and just like put it on full force and then blast my asshole using the shower. It's not like a bathtub with a shower. It's just a shower, so I don't really have to worry about the shit particles that hit the ground from blasting my asshole with a shower, like still being there in the bathtub and like me taking a bath in my own shit because I never take baths. So does this make me a lolcow because I'm oversharing information? I don't think so. This is important topics that we all should talk about. Those who underestimate shit will cry from shit. Bidet with supremacy, especially the ones that come with warming seats. I hate warm seats, actually. I hate everything that's warm. I want my toilet seat to be just like fucking freezing cold. It doesn't have to be like the prison toilet seats that are metal, but it should at least just be cold plastic. I don't want the bidet warm function. It reminds me of like when you want to take a shit in your office and you go and you have to use a stall that Trey from accounting was sitting on 1 minute ago. Like he just came out of the stall after he was shitting. So then you plop your ass down on the toilet seat of this public toilet because you absolutely have to shit in the office, and you can feel the remaining warmth of your coworker just lingering there. And it's one of the most intimate moments of man-to-man contact, indirect man-to-man contact. It's extremely gay, let's be honest. The only way it would be worse if you were like having a threesome and your male coworker and your dick and their balls they touched. It's basically on that level. This is why I absolutely hate warm toilet seats. I definitely prefer the uncomfortableness of a cold toilet seat over the possibility that warmth might be coming from another man's ass. That's the last thing I want in my life. Threesomes? Yeah, threesomes are a horrible idea. It only seems cool because it's in porn and stuff. In hentai, the threesome is happening between a bunch of faceless guys. And you don't have to deal with the extremely awkward reality of an actual real-life threesome. In which you and Jamal, you're constantly having to worry about your balls touching each other. I mean, if you're just both pounding the same woman and your balls are rubbing against each other, you may as well just get married, you know, to the guy, not the woman. It's only gay if you make eye contact. I'm going to go ahead and press X for doubt on that one. Pretty sure any situation in which you rub your balls or the head of your cock together to another guy's cock head. I'm just going to go ahead and go out on a limb on that one and say that it's kind of gay. Depends on the threesome. 2 male, 1 female. I don't know. 1 guy, 2 ladies. So I read somewhere among JAV actresses what porn they least want to do, and apparently it was overwhelmingly like lesbian stuff. So the idea that women are okay with, you know, gaying it up among other women apparently isn't very true either. It might be a slightly more true than men, but yeah, women would still rather have sex with the ugly bastard than have to, you know, fuck another woman, apparently. So when you go and watch your female on female lesbian chikan JAV, the next time you go and watch that, think to yourself how hard these talented female actresses are working to bring you that entertainment. Alright, let's start adding the black parts of this picture. So hard? I mean, they are. Have you seen? Well, you probably haven't seen. If you go to Japanese porn stores, at least it was for quite a while. It was this way for quite a while. There would be like the special section, which is like the weird porn of Japanese porn. And you think that you're looking at the weird porn, but you're actually not. There's a whole other section of weird Japanese porn that you probably haven't found because it's not available in the West. And ooh boy, it's really pushing the envelope for sure. Like they're making her eat bugs. They're making her paint her entire body gold, like Goldfinger stuff. You know, that shit. Nipple penetration? I don't think nipple penetration is even possible. I've seen it a lot in hentai. I wish they would stop. I don't see any point in nipple penetration. If we have any hentai artists like Obui just sort of watching this right now, please please stop the nipple penetration. Most extreme is gaping fisting object insertion. I don't know. I don't go to the JAV, the weird section of the JAV. Okay, this has vocals. I do not want vocals. Lounge music, as usual. Can we get some bossa nova? Just me relaxing. I'd just like to say that the weather in my area is currently high in the mid-70s with like a humidity of 40%. If Satan showed up one day and he was like, this is a button that if you press it at any time, it will kill a random person on the planet, but it will give you 1 day of nice weather. It will lower the temperature so it's like in the mid-70s instead of being like 95 degrees with 90% humidity. Feel free to use it as you wish. As soon as I was hitting summer and as soon as the temperature would get over like 82 or some shit, I just start spamming that stuff. By the end of my life, I'd probably have killed thousands of people just by spamming that button. Having weather that's like 70 degrees with low humidity is better than sex. Now, some of you in chat might say, but Baal, you don't know what sex is like. That may be true, but I do know what temperature where it's like 90 degrees and 90% humidity is like. And I can't imagine anything worse than that. So as soon as the temperature starts cooling off, I'm just like, fuck, I'm finally alive. Hey, Modojalas. Thanks for the Prime sub. I appreciate the support. Classy BB with the fez and pipe by the fireplace music. The YouTube title said Summertime Cafe Jazz. I'm pretty sure it's just the same fucking jazz soundtrack, but they add a different AI picture for the thumbnail every time and just give it a different title. Like, how the fuck are you going to tell the difference between Christmas jazz and Summertime Cafe Jazz and Nighttime Jazz, Rainy Day Jazz, sticking a stick up your penis jazz, all those things. Urethra masturbation jazz, that's the term I was looking for. I've seen nips being spread open and getting injected by syringe milking needle. I was checking out the Japanese internet the other day, and a guy made a thread called I'm sticking my cock and balls in a jar of rubbing alcohol. And he kept on doing it despite everybody online telling him he shouldn't do that because your testicles can absorb alcohol much faster than your normal skin, and he was at legitimate danger of making himself impotent or possibly dying from alcohol poisoning. But you know what? That's what the internet is for, isn't it? Right, guys? What's the point of even being on the internet if you're not going to risk your life doing something extremely stupid? Also, the reason I thought about this guy was after he had been sticking his dick in a bunch of rubbing alcohol for 2 hours. He also told the other Japanese people in the thread that he often masturbated by sticking stuff up his urethra, and he can fit an entire, what do you call them, Q-tip, one of those ear cleaning Q-tips up his dick. And everyone was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? So, you know, never say never, I guess, is the moral of that story. You don't think that you can fit a Q-tip up your dick, but some people can. He's single? I'm pretty sure he is. He might be dead, so I wouldn't worry too much about his availability. He said he was going to the hospital because of possibilities that, you know, he might have just made himself impotent. Sure is interwebs reason to deter. Yeah. Sometimes people take the internet's reason for existing a little too literally, and they think they should actually eat NyQuil chicken or something, and they don't understand that that's not how drugs work, and then they just straight up die. So I'm not going to encourage any of that in this stream. Be careful on how you take your drugs, guys. Don't use rubbing alcohol to dip your cock and balls in it. And don't bake your NyQuil, your chicken in NyQuil. That's not what it's for. One chick's protruding nips inserting inside another's inverted nips. I need none of this. I just want to see normal, healthy sex, like, you know, normal, healthy office ladies getting train molestation or whatever. You know, normal stuff. Common sense. Common sense alteration. Have you noticed that common sense is like the big hot new word in American politics? Whenever a political group wants to say everybody else is wrong, what we like is normal, they just start saying common sense now. Eventually you're just gonna have Hitler be like, the final solution is common sense, guys. It just makes sense. Just normal things. The truth is, it's kind of hard to determine a baseline for normal. So we like to pretend like there is some sort of agreement on it. Fun fact, this year we got 13 and 17 year cicada brood emergence, so there's hella cicadas in North America. It's like I'm really in my Japanese animes. It's like I'm Ikari Shinji from the hit Japanese robot anime Neon Genesis Evangelion. And I'm outside the train station in Neo Tokyo, waiting for Katsuragi Misato to pick me up. You guys wouldn't understand because you don't have the Asian genes. But every Japanese person has a deep understanding of the wabi-sabi. That's a Japanese word for, how do you put it? The artistic appreciation of rustic elements. We have the wabi-sabi in our soul. So how is everyone doing today? I haven't been making much progress on the things I was supposed to make progress on because my state's tax treasury sent me a fucking mail telling me that I had underpaid last year's taxes, and they showed me the estimated tax payments that they had received, and they said in their records that I hadn't sent my September estimated tax payment, and I was like, maybe I did mess up, and I checked and I hadn't messed up. So fuck you, state treasury. Do your fucking job. Stop making me waste my time sending you records and stuff of this shit. How difficult can it be? The other thing I've been doing is I was wasting a lot of time playing with generative AI, not pictures, but the text shit. One of our Discord members notified me of, I forgot what the site was called, Joyland or something, which has a shit ton of AI anime characters that you can chat with. But I wasn't really chatting with AI anime characters. I was actually using it to basically do one-man D&D sessions with myself. Because you can just like type in, I am an orc warrior entering a dark temple, and then they give you like the paragraph. The temple is dusty and dark from millennia of being abandoned. There are cobwebs hanging from the ceiling. Torches spring to life as your heavy orc footsteps enter the hallway. So I'm like, yeah, this is it. This is D&D. I can finally do D&D on my own. Not planning on getting back into D&D? Probably not. I think most people like playing D&D because they just like hanging out with friends. But there's some very specific problems with D&D. And one of them is what you're just talking about. You see a dark elf drow girl presenting herself. If you're playing D&D with other people, you can't just be constantly role-playing by exposing your cock, for example. That's not allowed. It becomes awkward where every single encounter ends with you, like, raping the goblin or something like that. So it's not actually freedom to do whatever you want. You sort of have to still pay attention to the feelings and social norms of the real world, as long as you're playing with other human beings. But with generative AI, I don't have to do any of that. I finally feel free to do whatever the fuck I want. If you want to play D&D solo, play Baldur's Gate 3. I will sooner or later. But I'm sort of waiting on that until I'm done with this chapter of the manga at least. I might play Baldur's Gate 3 at some point as a treat to myself. However, I have a complaint with Baldur's Gate 3, and that's the girls aren't very hot. They're hot enough, but not really that hot. It's like they're okay, you know. If I was playing on PC, I guess I could just install the mods to make them that extra 10% more attractive that they need to be, and that would be problem solved, but I'm going to be playing on PS5, so I mean, if the DM is based, yeah, but I don't want to be that guy. Even if the DM is okay with that, at the end of the day, if you start doing erotic roleplay in your Dungeons & Dragons session, that just basically just means you're doing erotic roleplay with your fat nerd friend, right? That means you can never truly enjoy romancing the elf duchess, what you actually want to do. So what I want is these generative AI text-based storytelling functions to add some sort of extra layer of scorekeeping. So there's like a very rudimentary plus minus calculation scorekeeper, so that there's some kind of fail state. That's all I want, and then it will truly be a real replacement for D&D for me. Once again, only gay if you make eye contact. Aren't you one of the few females in this stream? I can't remember who's who, but it's extremely sus that, of course, the female in the stream is like trying to promote homosexual behavior between the guys. Remember, guys, if you give any women an inch, they're gonna try and make you do like gay stuff so they can watch. We know this from the massive Fujoshi culture. If women are left to their own designs, as soon as they see two guys interacting, they're just gonna be like, let's make them gay. Yeah, I'm a femoid. Just give your bros a smooch. Come on. God damn it. This is why, if you open Shonen Jump right now, it's completely impossible to read any sports manga without all the character designs being aimed heavily for females. Because guys have stopped reading sports manga, and it's entirely being supported by women being like, oh, they're so gay, they're so gay, they're so gay. That's so moe moe, that's so moe moe, that's so hot. They want more than an inch, bro. Yeah, they want all 8 inches of the hard cock inside your ass. And they want to watch. Just a little bit of homosexuality, sir. Please, sir, I'd like some more. Just a little bit of gayness, sir. I hate Fujos so much it's unreal. I do think Fujos contribute to the Japanese media landscape being protected from the kind of left-wing liberal censorship that we have in America. The Fujos' purchasing power is so powerful that yes, you get a lot of gay shit. But it sort of serves as a bulwark toward the people who complain in America, i.e. liberal cultural warriors who don't actually buy the content. Say what you want about Fujos, but they gatekeeping like a boss. I mean, not only do they gatekeep against like outside political forces, they gatekeep amongst themselves. You often hear that some of the harshest wars being fought online are among different factions within Fujoshi fan bases. Like, people just arguing endlessly over who should be on top. Zoro or Sanji. Well, probably not that. We all know Zoro is on top. Sanji is definitely a bottom. Hello, interested in your advice. I almost don't draw hornier porn, but exactly this stuff is demanded and therefore you can make some money. Do I have to sacrifice reputation among acquaintances to live the dream drawing silly pictures, or should I not do that and just advertise my non-horny services harder? I mean, I don't have any acquaintances, so I'm kind of the wrong person to ask. I don't have like any IRL people that know that I show my accounts and stuff like that. All of the IRL people I know, and there are very few at this point because I'm so antisocial, are fucking normies, so... I mean, it's not just your reputation that you have to deal with. If you start doing not safe for work shit, you're not just going to be allowed to draw, you know, the big boob gacha female character that you want to draw, like I'm drawing right now, what's going to happen is you're going to have to draw the hyper-specific fetishes of the people that are willing to pay you, especially if you're doing highest bidder shit like I am right now, and eventually you're going to run into a fetish that you're like, God damn, I can't believe I have to fucking draw this. Not to shit on my current commissioner, but bro, if you have an entire universe based around Futa Femdom and you send me instructions for the commission and it doesn't have any instructions about specifically what Futa Femdom chastity cage you want the female character to be in, I don't know what you're doing, dude. Do they not know about your comic? I don't know. I don't know what people know and don't know at this point. I have my comic pinned to the top of my my Twitter. So if that's too hard for them to find it, then I don't know what I'm supposed to do. How the fuck do we have so many new people in Discord when the stream is always the same number of people? I think it's the same number of people. I don't actually ever see the numbers. Hold on. Let me actually check. Is there any way to actually see the number of viewers in OBS? I don't think there is, right? What does the viewer numbers say right now, guys? I don't actually want to pull up my Twitch. $55? Yeah. What the fuck is going on? I guess people just get the automatic invite, so that gives that makes them show up in Discord, but they don't show up in stream. Twitch is advertising Twitch Turbo, ad-free subscriptions, way too much. It's $16. Jesus Christ. They really are desperate to try and somehow make a profit so that Mr. Bezos can find a way to own more yachts or whatever. I'm pretty sure Twitch has never been profitable, right? Didn't they actually openly say during their meetings that Twitch has never been profitable or some shit, but they're working on a way to try and make it profitable or something? Not a good sign, by the way. I think they only bleed money. I mean, that's what happens if you have like 10 million people streaming and 99% of them only have one viewer, right? I mean, I don't know how YouTube doesn't bleed money. Apparently YouTube is profitable, right? I don't think YouTube is a loss leader. Maybe it is. I wouldn't know. Google has so much fucking money. Amazon can afford it. No, think about the billionaires, guys. What about Mr. Bezos? Don't listen to them, Mr. Bezos. They don't know how hard you're trying. Shut your mouth, you stupid chat. Don't insult Mr. Bezos. He's my hero. Although, considering the type of billionaires we have nowadays, Jeff Bezos' behavior is probably on the upper end of what you can deal with. He hasn't done anything extremely cringe recently, or at least anything we hear about, so he's just like super rich and wants to be richer. Whereas, you know, Elon, LMAO, your acting was so convincing I almost believe you like the rich. To be fair, it's not like I like the poor either. They had to reduce Twitch contracts with most streamers back to 50-50 from 70-30, and they mentioned something about trying to get people to stop streaming on alt channels. I don't know why they're trying to go after the people who actually make the money, you know, the popular streamers. Because, like, isn't their whole problem the server costs? If their problem is the server cost, shouldn't they be going after the unpopular streamers? That's what I always don't understand. Like, what's the point of going after Moist Critical, for example? Like, those are the people who can actually jump their platform and go to YouTube or Mixer, rest in peace, or whatever, right? Or just stop streaming altogether if they don't feel like it. They should be trying to get rid of all the dead weight. Amazon also owns AWS, so they can take the hit. Yeah, of course they can take the hit. But corporations don't think like that. The only reason that corporations take a hit in not making money right now is because they think they can make more money later. No one's like, we have to keep this service around because our fans like it. The anime industry is in shambles right now. A whole movie and multiple episodes of anime out in 2 months were leaked by the French and Netflix. Is it episode 280 of France doing stupid shit? After episode 279, in which the French Olympic Committee forced their triathlon athletes to swim in the Seine River polluted with shit. To be fair, people who actually know anything about watching anime probably pirate all their shit to begin with, so and I don't think normies are going to be on top of whatever's getting leaked, so it's probably not as big a deal as they're making it. It was ReZero Season 3 Episode 1, Dandadan first 6 episodes, the entire Terminator movie, and the Mononoke movie. Whatever. I mean, that just sounds like more evidence that Netflix is really shitty at whatever they're doing. They leaked Dandadan episode 1 and 2 right. As someone who has been reading the Dandadan manga recently, I don't give zero fucks. Who cares? It's an entire manga that just keeps on going on and on about having cool fight scenes. I was wondering why the Dandadan OPI in my timeline had those weird runtime numbers. LMAO. I mean, can't they just sue the shit out of Netflix? They should. If it leaked from Netflix lack of security or whatever. I mean, you say Princess Mononoke? Why the fuck do they have to worry about the leaking of a Ghibli IP that's 30 years old? Aren't there like 100 pirated Princess Mononoke, you know, rips already on the internet? Did I not know about a new Princess Mononoke content? Or is it not Princess Mononoke, is it just Mononoke? And I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. It's some other shit. I'm not keeping up with anime, guys. I just, I go to Jump Plus every 2 weeks to check out if there's any manga that I like. It's the new movie called Mononoke? Okay, whatever, don't care. Let's go and check it out. Let's see, let's watch the pirated version right now on stream. Mononoke the movie. What? Oh, it's that guy. I always read it as Mononokai, but I guess the correct reading of it was Mononoke. I remember this. It was always hyped up on A back in the day, but I never actually watched it before the movie, the TV version. I mean, it looks good, but I never liked the color palette. It's one of those things that looks super distinct, but it's not distinct in the way that I actually want shit to look like, so it never really interested me. I'm picky about my stuff. Banned, yeah. Let's just watch pirated content on the stream all day long. Go ahead, Twitch, ban me. Let me stream the fucking Super Bowl in real time. How about that? If I want to stop streaming on Twitch, that's a good way to get permabanned. You could do it if tagged your stream as Artifact, LMAO. Wait, I don't understand. Do you mean Artifact like the canceled Valve game? What do you mean? Scorching hot take, Maid outfits are way overrated. The reason why Maid outfits are loved is the concept of having a woman that takes care of you and does shit for you in the house, and the outfit sort of goes with it. It's not the outfit itself. Is that cicada noise? Yes, we're in a Japanese anime right now. After the stream, me and my childhood friend are gonna go to the summer festival, and she's gonna be wearing a yukata. And when she tries and says something to me, the fireworks are gonna go up and make a huge noise, and I'm gonna turn back around to her and be like, "Hey, did you say something? I didn't hear." And she's gonna be like, "Haha, nothing. Don't mind me." After Artifact didn't succeed, people started stream anime and porn in Artifact category. Damn. I guess Gaben's video game was good for something. Suki. え、なんか言った?ごめん、聞こえなかった. Boom. That's the firework noise. Nandemo nai yo. Baru-kun. This is the 150th time you've said this, and it still hurts my soul. I have a special announcement to make. The current manga chapter I'm working on is the mysterious new female that enters the main character's life episode. The chapter after that will be the childhood friend with short hair episode. You're going to get it. It's coming, boys. Don't worry. I haven't forgotten you. Spoilers. Yep. What color their childhood friend's hair is? Brown. The most basic of all colors. When is the hot springs and beach episode? In like about 5 more episodes. I am gonna do a beach episode. I already have that shit planned. We gotta go and do that stuff at an early stage. To grab people's heart with the swimsuits and stuff. It used to be they'd like wait to the middle of animes. But nowadays, a lot of animes just like go immediately to the fucking beach episode. Have you noticed that? They're just like, we gotta do it by episode 3. We need those horny eyeballs. The end of season 1 will be the Midsummer Festival with the corniest of dialogue. Gomen ne, Anon-kun. How could you accuse me of having horny dialogue? I'm one of the greatest writers of all time. You plebs wouldn't understand. I don't know. I don't watch animes that have been made past the mid-2010s. But how will you watch the same content for the 50th time then? How will you watch Vending Machine Isekai? I watched half an episode of the Vending Machine Isekai because I had read the original novel back when it was still coming out in the Japanese novel website. And man, I fucking hate anime, guys. Especially if I like the original. The anime is almost always so much worse, it's unbearable. I tried watching the fucking One Piece anime, and oh god, it's fucking awful. Just the way they drag out every single fucking scene by like 30 seconds. Not 30 seconds, that's way too generous. It's more like 3 minutes. Like, what would be a manga scene for One Piece where Luffy does something and then Usopp is like, eh, and his eyes stick out? In the anime, it'll be Luffy does something. Zoro looks at Luffy. Sanji looks at Luffy. Usopp's eyes stick out. He goes, eh. Robin says a comment that's not particularly interesting. Nami says a comment that's not particularly interesting. Usopp's eyes are still stuck out. He's still going, eh. And then Chopper also goes, eh. And then, like, the scene is now 2.5 fucking minutes. Which would be one panel in the manga. How the hell did people watch this shit? Toei slop feels good, man. It's not even like Toei's fault. It's just the whole concept of being like, it has to be on all the time, and that means you either have to have filler or you have to drag everything fucking out forever. Because I was watching the Toei's Dai's Great Adventure, which of course is a completely different situation because the manga concluded, 30 years ago, so they have exactly the number of episodes and how the plot is supposed to go and shit. And it's great. It's really good. They know exactly what parts to animate, and I had a lot of fun watching it. I didn't finish it, of course, because I'm like that, but I'll finish it when I resubscribe to Crunchyroll in like 4 years. It's a great original manga, and the anime is pretty fucking good too. So the whole problem is the idea that we have to animate manga that's currently working on a schedule. Remember early One Piece when plot actually moved at a reasonable pace? Yes, I remember. The year was 2001. I was in middle school. Keck W. Remember when One Piece was moving at a good pace, and then we flash back to the prehistoric era when monkeys are smacking bones with other bones. 2001 Space Odyssey style. It was that long ago, guys. There were 3 panels of Luffy deflating and rejuvenating. I think the anime stretched that out to 2 minutes. To be fair, even that is nothing compared to the power of Dragon Ball Z. When you'd turn on Dragon Ball Z and it's like dun 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 dun. This is the music that keeps on playing, and everyone's standing around, and Cell is standing in the middle, and he's going ha, and then Yamcha is looking at Cell, and Shen is looking at Cell, and Vegeta is looking at Cell, and Vegeta's like, I can't believe it! His power energy is still growing! Dun 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 dun. Commercial break. What are your thoughts on Menheta type characters? They're cool in anime. If there was a Menheta type human being around me in real life, I would run for the hills or possibly beat the shit out of her, or maybe both. There's nothing that I hate more than women demanding my attention, which is what Menheta are all about. So I don't think a Menheta would stick around me very often, because I would be the type of person who, if you send me a text, I would ignore it for 2 weeks. And when I look at my timeline, it'd be like, why aren't you answering me? Are you with another woman? What is wrong with you? I'm going to kill myself. 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 And so it turns out she didn't kill herself. She just went and found a different guy that will pay attention to her. That's what would happen. I brought you some chocolates, 5 a.m. Why is the door locked? Not only will the door be locked, my cell phone, IRL, my IRL cell phone is permanently in do not disturb mode. I have come to the conclusion that nobody important ever actually calls my cell phone, so if my father wants to have a conversation with me, he has to send an email to me and set up an appointment in which he can call me on the phone in advance, like I'm some sort of CEO executive, because I don't respond to any fucking phone calls or emails. I only check my email once a month, basically. That was the whole shtick with Lucia. Turns out she really was a mentally ill girl. I can't believe my VTuber girlfriend is actually mentally ill. That's so hot. Unfortunately, now she's been fired by her company and I can't meet her again. VTubers going to the psych ward to pick their talent. It's probably the right idea, though. Normal human beings don't want to be receiving thousands of dollars every day from a bunch of sweaty-ass nerds who think that they're gonna marry you, except they also think that you're an anime character. I can't believe she released wedding ring merch on the day she got married to Ikemen, but also cheated on the dude she married the same day. Literally cucked everyone. I know, it's fucking hilarious, isn't it? As someone who hasn't ever give her money, it's the funniest shit you can imagine. I commend her for being the ultimate version of, like, e-girl commerce. E-girl money whoring peaked with Rushia selling fucking wedding rings. I can't say R's. It was it's great. I think it's hilarious. The only thing that's more satisfying than watching VTuber fans get cucked by their anime avatar girlfriends is watching day traders lose money on the stock market and crypto fuckers losing their life savings because they think that their NFT is going to be worth something. It's in that same category. The Schadenfreude is off the charts. Then she got deleted, yes, except she remained on Twitter for a while. Oh, also she, didn't she spill the beans about a lot of shit about her colleagues or the other VTubers and stuff? So she made, like, enemies with everybody. Her fans, her boyfriend, her agency, her colleagues. She is true Menhera. She's the real deal, guys. You gotta give her credit where credit's due. Lucia was my first Oshi. My Oshi VTuber, the only VTuber I watch, got canceled because her entire agency went bankrupt. LMAO. And now she has a different anime avatar. The whole VTuber setup is sketchy as fuck. Just all these agencies jumping in, trying to make some quick cash. You just know there's people out there that still love her. I mean, why not? She's a fucking anime character that doesn't exist. If you can convince yourself that Lucia loves you in the first place, you shouldn't let reality get in the way. She got fired for doxing her colleagues and also tried to claim she and her husband just bought same tableware after they both released photo of same kitchen on Twitter. LMAO. In Japan, Twitter is called a stupidity detection device. It exists entirely to find dumbasses and expose them to the world, and Lucia was detected for her own stupidity. People really just can't keep their mouth fucking shut, can they? Kason twerks in underwear on YouTube with her porn actress friends, very based. She got to star on Ryuga Gotoku. Was this one of those like JAV characters that you can go to the cafes? I don't know if it's not cafes. It's just like, how do you talk about them? They're just like boxes that you go into so you can masturbate and relax. This is one of the one things that I've never been to in Japan. Well, I've never been to a lot of stuff, but if you're going in Japan, there's like all these stores, these locations that are basically just, you're renting out a private space for a brief period of time because you're a fucking overworked salaryman and you have to go back to the office in like 30 more minutes and you just need to like sleep for 40 minutes or an hour or something, or just need some amount of alone time. So you go into these boxes where you can just like sleep or jack off or do something. They're like an extension of internet cafes and stuff, but they're more private. There's like national chains for them called like Sarariman Kintaro and stuff like that. VTuber lore sure is wild. Yes. That thing is the Wild West out there still. All the people that participate in it are fucking crazy. The companies are fucking crazy and just trying to scam all the VTubers. The whole core concept is fucking crazy, right? Just steal money from stupid neckbeard weeb nerds by convincing them that you're a anime girl that loves them. It's all fucking hilarious. They're in train stations, right? I mean, they're kind of everywhere in Tokyo. Don't those places also have unlimited refill drinks? Yeah, anything that's cheap, right? They have a bunch of DVDs, including porn DVDs, so you can jack off. We can just, like, check it out. Let's see. I forgot what it's called. I think it was, like, the chain. There's a lot of different versions of them. Sarariman Kintaro? Was that what it called? No, Sarariman Kintaro is the manga. Sarariman Koshitsu Chain. What was it called? Huh. See, now it, Koshitsu Business. Koshitsu. I don't know what it's called. It's a place where you jack off. I can't find it. Oh, speaking of One Piece, I said I was getting into generative AI, and someone introduced me to Joy something. So I just like to share this One Piece roleplay that I was doing the other day. I shared it with Discord, but not enough people were reacting. I thought it was fucking brilliant. The world is full of adventure. You find yourself in presence of Straw Hat Pirates. The Straw Hat Pirates, the most famous pirate crew in the world, led by the legendary Monkey D. Luffy. Luffy makes an aggressive stance with his hands on his hips and his feet apart. Luffy exclaims, "I don't like strangers on my ship without my permission, so tell me why you're here." This already doesn't sound like Luffy, by the way. Luffy would be like, "Shish, shish, shish, shish. What are you doing here? Ha ha ha, do you have meat?" This is me typing. "I want to find the One Piece. It's my dream!" 5 exclamation points. Done. That's the sound effect. "Please, Captain Luffy, take me with you," starts crying. "I'll do anything, please let me stay on board." Bows head Dogeza into the ship's deck so hard my forehead starts bleeding while I grit my teeth and cry with snot coming out of my nose. Heh wow, that's commitment. Luffy then reaches into his pocket, pulling out a handkerchief to dab your bleeding forehead. Okay, you can come on board, but just don't go crying that like again. This AI is absolute shit. When has Luffy ever had a handkerchief? Ever. Were you trying to fuck Robin? No. After that, I continued. You hop on... Getting on board, I stare at Nami to confirm if she is wearing a bikini and low-rise jeans. You hop on board with the Going Merry, look around to get your bearings. Your gaze then lands on Nami, the navigator of the crew. She is indeed wearing her signature low-rise jeans and a crop top. Usually she's wearing a bikini top, but whatever. Giving you an eyeful. Luffy notices where you're looking and chuckles. You like what you see? He teases playfully. Luffy wouldn't say that, guys. Your AI is shit. Whoa! Nami-san! My eyes become hearts and jump out of my head, and I spurt a terminal amount of blood from my nose, putting me in critical condition. Zoro speaks up. Whoa, calm down, newbie. You're gonna bleed out if you keep this up. I die from blood loss. The Straw Hats rush to try and save you, but it's too late. The intense shock of seeing Nami had caused a fatal heart attack. Luffy shakes his head sadly, looking devastated. No, this can't be happening, he says quietly as the rest of the crew mourns your sudden loss. The Straw Hats crew go on without me to find the One Piece. The manga takes 170 volumes to finish. It turns out the real One Piece was the friends we made along the way. Many years pass as the Straw Hats pirates travel across the Grand Line, facing new challenges and making countless friends and allies. As the long journey draws to a close and the truth about the One Piece is revealed, Luffy reflects back on all his crewmates, including you. You know, even though you're not here anymore, Luffy trails off, emotion filling his voice. This whole journey wouldn't have been the same without you. The end. You were on the ship for 3 minutes, dude? Luffy cares about me so deeply. Nami-swan! Translated to the Toei series, this would have taken 20 episodes. Actually, I forgot to show the part where I said that, okay, you can come aboard, just don't go crying like that again. Thank you, Captain Luffy! Flashback of my past starts, beginning with my happy upbringing as a child until tragedy strikes. The flashback takes 30 chapters to finish. Luffy patiently waits as you reveal your past. He listens intently, showing a sincere empathy on his face. Even when the flashback takes a darker turn, Luffy doesn't flinch or look away. Once you're done, he looks directly at you. Sounds like you've had some hard times, huh? Luffy's eyes are full of understanding and hope. This isn't the Luffy that I know, Luffy AI. His eyes are always just like dots. Nakamada! What? Don! People care about the two jobbers that were with the crew during the Grand Blue Saga? What, you mean, I can't even remember who you're talking about. You mean the mercenary guys that like Zoro? Or am I thinking of something else? The issue with writing AI is all the writing is erotic fan fiction for women. Yeah, it's fucking hilarious. It's all AI boyfriends. Yeah, Johnny and Yosaku. I remember them. Who remembers Johnny and Yosaku? Minor characters back when the anime and manga were good. Feels good, man. It's funny because their character designs are so much different from the One Piece character designs right now, because they're actually like pretty limited in the character designs, whereas now they'd be like 10 times more detailed. Like, for example, Yamato is... If you compare the amount of details that Oda has to draw when he draws Yamato compared to the amount of details he had to draw for Johnny and Yosaku, for example, it's just like no comparison. It's pretty funny. They're going to be Admiral level next time we see them. You mean like Kobe? And the color palettes were Technicolor vomit. Yeah, part of the problem of animating One Piece based on Oda's drawings is Oda's color drawings are done using Copic markers, so they look way better even with bright colors, you know, because the markers keep it somewhat subdued. So when you translate the same color palette directly to anime, it just looks so fucking saturated. It looks awful, honestly. They're still doing a pretty good job in the current anime episodes, but in the early stages of anime, it looked just awful. Oda is incredibly talented as an artist, but a lot of his character designs and artistic ability are best in the manga format. And if you try and translate it away from the manga format, then it immediately starts to look really shitty. That's the truth. I prefer cowboy hat, brown skin, villainese. Yes. I like classic Robin, Miss All Sunday too. At least Oda made her one of the Nakama. Imagine if she wasn't made Nakama. That would suck. Everybody pleading Oda to please make Yamato Nakama, please make Carrot Nakama. And instead it's Oda's like, LMAO, no. You're gonna get a big fat Bada Fishman instead. How do you like that, bitch? The good thing about Oda is he truly doesn't give a fuck. I love reading the letters from his fans being like, Oda-sensei, I'm a big fan of Sanji, but I have one problem. I don't like that you draw him with all this leg hair. Please stop. And Oda's like, no. LMAO. And that's just it. It's just like, nope. He truly doesn't give a fuck. God bless his soul. He's boring as fuck. Sorry, but I think Jinbei is boring as fuck. I'm not caught up with One Piece at all. I stopped reading after the end of in the middle of the Elephant Island arc. So I haven't even gotten to the 10,000 volumes of Not Japan Island. Don't spoil what happens, guys, please. A lot of people say they really like Dressrosa, and I didn't like Dressrosa, so I'm like, if people are complaining about Wano Kuni, and I can't even stand it at Dressrosa, then I don't know if I can handle it. So I'm just gonna read all of the episodes of One Piece if it actually properly ends and Oda doesn't die from a heart attack. Then I'll read it. But until that happens, I'm just gonna stay away, I guess. BB missed Oden Kuyashi. I'll read it when it comes around, I guess. I just like reading stuff when they're complete. I like binging stuff. I don't like reading it on a week-to-week basis. I don't really care if I get spoiled. I'd rather binge it at my pace. I don't like waiting. One of my favorite things in life is when I'm fully absorbed in fiction and I don't have to pay attention to the real world. One of my favorite moments in life is when I'm browsing the Japanese isekai amateur website and I find of something that's actually legitimately well written and I can get fully absorbed in the world, and I notice that there's like a total of 7,000 minutes worth of content already written. It's like 500 chapters long already. I'm like, oh god, I'm just gonna fucking binge this the next few days. This is gonna be so much fun. This is why I don't need to use drugs and stuff. Fiction is my drug. What is your favorite One Piece girl body type? You're putting the kappa out there, but that's not necessarily incorrect. There's two body types that you can choose between. There's the middle-aged woman body type that's like a gigantic brick house with no curves. That's just like all sticking out, big fat body. Or there's the hourglass figure, one or the other. Cut to the guy in 2004 saying, I like binging it, still waiting for One Piece to wrap up. He's 48 now. I don't think anybody says that besides me, though. Do you know many other people that are like, I'm not going to consume this whatever series until it's done because they want to binge it at once? All I hear is from people on the internet who are like, I have to consume it before other people spoiler it for me. I haven't heard many people say the same opinion as me regarding just like, I'm just going to ignore it until it's finished and then watch it at once. Not about One Piece or Flat Little Child. Whoa! Mesugaki, whoa! Cries. Oh, they also have Flat Little Childs, which are actually like grown adult women. Like, what's her name? Mrs. The painter woman that could hypnotize Luffy. She had the child body type, I think, but she was supposed to be older, a full-grown woman or something. And what's the girl in Dressrosa who could turn people into toys? That was a grown woman, and she was like a 3-year-old or whatever. Fucking Mesugaki needs correction. Sugar, yeah. There are a lot of people who are like, I want to fuck Sugar. I contacted the FBI, so don't worry, but yeah. They were like, oh, Sugar-chan. Golden Week and Sugar. Goddamn, you guys remember these names. One Piece Sugar. Oh, of course the top of the Google search, the #1 search is One Piece Sugar age. Everybody being like, I'm attracted to this toddler, but what's her real age? Yeah, she's 22, guys, don't worry. Don't worry, guys, this literal baby is, she's 22. Nothing wrong with me wanting to fuck this right here, guys. Whoa, look at this fucking gamer and his gamer wife. Also, she's legitimately one of the most broken characters in terms of devil fruits, right? 22. Whoa, see, here we have the hourglass popping open. Cute. Mesugaki cute. Don't worry, Mr. FBI-san. She's 22. You sick fuck, she's only 22 years old. 22 years old, 11 months, 30 days, 23 hours, 59 minutes. The panic people had when Oda Chad revealed that one of the sluttiest women in this series is actually 9 years old. Is that Bonnie? I'm not following. That was a recent reveal, right? They should have seen that coming because she can turn people into children or some shit like that or whatever, so yes. But what about all those times I jacked off to that scene in which Blackbeard beats her up and chains her to a post? I remember specifically jacking it off to a doujin drawn by, what was it, Bobobo, where Blackbeard ties Jewelry Bonnie to the post and they all take turns fucking her. Turns out she's 19. Oh no, what have I done? Oda, you've made me into pedophile. Kek W. Doflamingo was the last really good villain. How sad is that? He also had a really cool devil fruit. Yeah, dragging out the Japanese island arc where the villain is just someone who's like a dragon and really tough and stuff was a kind of a bad idea. A lot of people complain about One Piece becoming bad because Oda abandoned the initial setup in which Luffy had to overcome like weird Logia natural flame powers with his rubber power, right? Like he would have to, like it was a Pokemon, you know, punching crocodile doesn't work. Once you went from that and you introduced hockey. Do they call it hockey in English? I can't remember. I assume they call it hockey in English. The magical power in which, you know, you can still beat God NL even if he's made out of thunder or whatever because you use your hockey. Yeah, a lot of people say that that was when One Piece went down a shitter, but, you know, I don't really blame him. Like, what are you gonna fucking do? You're either gonna have to make every character like a ability that's physically punchable, or have some sort of weakness that Luffy can overcome in one way or the other. And he was already running out of ideas, clearly, before the time skip and stuff, so... Like, there's no world in which Luffy can just, you know, punch down someone who's made out of ice or something or whatever, so... Hockey is just a cop-out to make the hero win? Yeah. Hockey is was bad, but he's God now. It's over. Was making Luffy into a god a bad idea, guys? It's a rhetorical question. Making your main character into a god is always a bad idea unless you're about to end the series in, like, you know, 3 episodes. Unless it's literally the final battle. There's no stakes. You know what? I bet if I actually read up on One Piece, I would probably have some complaints. But I have a feeling that would probably be different complaints from what you guys are complaining about. I'm not sure what they would be. Probably like Robin's tits are still too small or something. The premise was how will this wacko moron with worse power will defeat Thunder God and Lava God. That was the fun part. Yeah, but the problem is if Oda can't actually think about how he's going to defeat them, then there isn't any real solution to that problem now, is it? If Oda tried to keep Luffy in rubber format and pulled some ass pull out of his ass. That's kind of a redundant phrase. Pull his ass pull out of his ass. And it didn't really make sense. You guys would still be unsatisfied, right? It would... Like, you have to think of a... Like, that's why I always say that One Piece peaked at Alabasta. Because, being able to punch sand when it gets hard because of getting liquid on it from water, and then in the decisive battle when Luffy is out of water and he's hardening Crocodile's body using his own blood. It's just such a great fucking scene. Unfortunately, it never got any better than that. Imagine One Piece with JoJo-style fights. You mean One Piece where the fan base gives 0 fucks about whether anything makes sense or not? Yeah. That would make Oda's job a lot easier now, wouldn't it? People give Araki a pass on literally everything. They're just like, bravo, Araki has done it again. Yet another brilliant showdown where the big bad in JoJo suddenly awakens his 5th form of his stand, and now he can jump back and forward unlimited amounts in time. And the only way to defeat that is for the main character's stand to also power up and become Star Super Platina. Why do popular manga dwindle down to reincarnated power? Yeah, I don't understand what you're saying about that either. You mean you're saying they become isekai bullshit? Your stand steals my cock if you make me lose at rock, paper, scissors. How I will defeat it with my stand that deletes blue. Do 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 do. And if you try and, like, actually play that out in your mind if you're a reader of it, you're also a fucking idiot. Because the solution to that fight is always something that doesn't make sense either. It's always like, I dropped my eraser into that tub of water, causing a chemical reaction to increase the water's temperature by 500 degrees Fahrenheit, causing steam to, turn on the house's air conditioning, which notified the dog that lives next door that it was time for him to eat his food. So he comes to the window and taps on the window, which causes the electricity breaker to drop, which is why your stand has lost all of its power. And they're like, no, damn you, Jotaro! How did you figure that out? Part 8 was pretty bad, to be honest. I also haven't finished Part 7. I've finished Part 6. I've finished Part 5, which is my favorite. I watched the anime for Part 1 and Part 2, and I started watching the anime for Part 3, and I just don't like Part 3. I keep on reading Part 3 in manga, and I keep on watching it in anime, and people say that Part 3 is the best, and I never like Part 3, and I force myself to try and consume it, and I always give up. I watched the anime for Part 4, so I guess I only like Part 5 and Part 6. That's what it comes down to. I like Part 7 a bit, but not enough to finish it. Jojo peaked at Pillarman and Joseph Joestar. You're just being gay again, guys. I do like stands. I don't know. I just like, just let Araki do his stuff, I guess. It's a bizarre adventure. It's not supposed to make sense. You wouldn't understand. That's a pun, by the way. Understand? Oh great, I don't even remember that JoJo. Did I make a JoJo reference without noticing? Oh no. I wasn't trying to make a JoJo reference, guys. Please stop. Unfortunately, literally everything is a JoJo reference in the year 2024. You can't even have a conversation without the JoJo fuckers be like, he made a JoJo reference. Best to read the wiki at this point or read the end of Wano? Here's the thing. I really enjoy Oda's artistry. I like his drawings. So I'll just plow through the manga. I enjoy Jojo's. JoJo and Oda were being combined right there. I enjoy Oda's drawing enough that even if I don't necessarily like the story he's telling, I'm definitely going to read the manga. Oh, also, you can never sleep on One Piece because he talking about One Piece kids where you want to fuck, right? One Piece, Boa, Hancock, Lowly. This thing, S-Snake, the ultimate lowly pilled of all. FBI-san, she's right here. Brown, lowly Boa Hancock. Too powerful. Destroying all the lolicons. Why do all Oda characters have 5 head? Because he thinks it's hot. 4 heads are lewd. 4 head exists to drench with your semen. You need to say S-Snake Seraphim. Sorry, I'm not actually caught up, so I don't know what the new characters are called. I only checked in specifically on that one episode because people were saying something had happened, and I check in to find a fucking brown Gyaru Loli Hancock beating the shit out of Sanji. And I was like, well, I guess Oda still has got it. The old man still's got it. He knows how to grab the hearts of all the lolicones out there. She has child proportions, but she's like 7 feet tall. Name a more perfect woman. You can't. Just kidding, FBI-san. I'm not attracted to the 7 foot tall. Is she a clone? I don't even understand what the fuck's going on. What's happening with One Piece guys right now, last week or whatever, in the latest episode? Has not Einstein revealed the secrets of the world yet? I love how people are actually getting excited because Oda started the fucking countdown for being like, everything's gonna be revealed now. And all the dumbasses on Twitter are like, oh my god, he's actually gonna do it, he's gonna reveal it. And I was just like, ha ha ha, look at these idiots. Oda's got them dancing on the palm of his hand. Not Einstein is an absolute moron. She's like a new model of pacifista. They are VAT children. That means, FBI-san, it's legal for me to, impregnate? Maybe? Perhaps? Some stuff was revealed. Big fights ended. Arcs wrapping up. I heard that everything's gonna sink into the ocean or some shit. And I was like, oh no. Anyways. Einstein created child versions of all Shichibukai who are also Lunarian, tasty browns. Also, nothing really got revealed. Wait, are Lunarians the, Tenryu Bito is the Japanese word? Like, dragon characters in their name. The special people who wear their, spacesuits and get to be really mean. Oh, they're different. Okay, I don't keep track of the English terminology, of course, because I'm... Lunarians are the rabbit girls? Oh, were Lunarians revealed when God Enel went to the moon? Didn't Enel get to the moon and fucking find people on the moon? Is that not Lunarians right there? Oh, it's different? See, this is a dual problem because I'm reading the Japanese instead of the English as well. Lunariazoku. Oh, they're literally brown. So it doesn't have anything to do with the moon. It's just Oda making shit up. Delicious brown. Tasty, tasty. They all have white hair, of course. If there's one thing that we can never have in a Japanese manga or anime is that it's an actual African black person. If the skin is brown, the hair must be white. No Africans. Thank God. We have to have something to counter every Amazon Prime TV show, including Lord of the Rings, having African-American elves and stuff. So having Japanese media ban Africans of all formats is the only way we can compensate. As soon as we have an African, they just have to be like milk chocolate tan and then white hair like Elena in Street Fighter 3. Favorite Gorosei? I like Gandhi. So, are the models for the Gorosei. It's Gandhi, Gorbachev. Is one of those Castro? I can't fucking tell. Usopp is African. I will give Netflix credit for doing well on their casting. Apparently Oda was really happy by the guy they found to play Luffy, and you know what? I think he's right. The guy they found on Netflix to play Luffy really does kind of feel like Luffy. Okay, so here's the image, right? The person had to circle the fucking scratches. This guy is obviously fucking Gandhi, right? This guy is obviously Gorbachev. I can't figure out who the remaining 3 guys are. I think it's supposed to be really obvious, and I just don't remember enough about political shit. I can't tell if this guy is supposed to be Castro or not. He vaguely looks like Castro with the pointed nose. You think that's Rasputin? Rasputin died young, he never went gray. It does make sense from like a country standpoint. Like, Gorbachev is obvious because he has the fucking giant birthmark on the forehead. And Gandhi is, like, obvious. Think Saturn is just generic rabbi? I don't think so at all. Oda almost always has very specific characters that you're supposed to be able to recognize. Especially for marine characters. Like, all the Marineford characters are obviously supposed to be famous Japanese police actors, so I think these are all supposed to be political figures. I'm not sure, man. I just thought that I wasn't really knowledgeable enough about world history that I was missing the obvious shit for, like, these guys. Right here. He might be Rasputin? I don't know. He likes his popular culture inspirations. Yeah, but, like, you're supposed to recognize them, right? He's not trying to hide it. Saturn is based on Giuseppe Garibaldi. Mars is Itagaki Taisuke. Oh, he's not Gandhi. Oh, Natsujuro is Gandhi. And I'm not sure who Peter is based on. Warkuri is Gorbachev. Yeah. Giuseppe Garibaldi is... Oh yeah, obviously, yep. See, this is what I'm talking about. People who actually know what they're talking about. Right. I know the figure of Garibaldi, but I didn't actually look at any photos of him, so yeah, I think it's pretty obvious. I was thinking about him because I was listening to Nostromo recently on audio tape while drawing, and they were talking about Garibaldi quite a lot. Look at that. Let's see. Yeah, Oda usually is trying to make extremely specific references to things that you're supposed to know. And if you don't know it, it's your own fault, usually. These aren't like minor figures. Although, it's pretty hard to guess that Sanji was supposed to be Steve Buscemi. But eventually someone guessed that it was Steve Buscemi. Young Steve Buscemi, like Reservoir Dogs Steve Buscemi. Most of our life, Steve Buscemi is old Steve Buscemi, so it's kind of hard to think of him as young Steve Buscemi. Anyway, back to drawing Giga Slut. The Giga Slut isn't going to draw herself, guys. If I don't draw the Giga Slut, who is? Oh, that's right, 1 billion people online, and also AI prompting. But I'm still going to draw her. Are they more well-known in Japan, or is Oda just being Oda? Oda's just being Oda. It's not really an Easter egg, it's just sort of like a knowledge check. It's your own fault if you can't recognize it. Her character in game is really dissonant from her character design. Also, her character design has been changed multiple times because she was too slutty. It's okay, don't worry. In my headcanon, she's selling her body to ugly old men off screen. So, even if she isn't a super slut in the video game, she's a super slut in my heart. She's already sucked my cock 30 times in my heart. How do you do with time on comms if you stream? I don't stream my comms, so it's kind of irrelevant. If that's what you mean. If you mean like how do I have time to both stream and do my comms, I'm not doing commissions. I'm working on my manga right now. I've been forcing the current person who won the commission slot auction to wait for his commission for like the last month and a half, which I know is poor professionalism, but I don't really care. Is there any character based on Shinzo Abe? I don't know. I skipped the Wano Kuni arc, so maybe there is. I'm not paying attention. Shinzo Abe isn't really the legendary historical figure that we're making him out to be. If we take fans' theories seriously, then he's supposed to be Luffy's mom. Have we found out anything new about Luffy? The last time I checked in, he was born in some, like, scrap town. With Ace and stuff. And they added a new character, and then the new character died a tragic death, and then it turned out he wasn't dead after all, which is shocking. Who could have seen that one coming? Her animations were made less suggestive. She didn't get changed. She did get changed. The model got... There's a clear difference between the model that they were showing in previews and the model we got in game. And there's also a clear difference between some of the earlier artwork, the model we get in game, and then some of the artwork in the cutscenes. She keeps on getting more and more clothing and smaller boobs. Nicole from ZZZ at different stages of development, and they just put them all in the game so you can actually see it in front of your eyes. Gorilla D Scruffy. Has Dragon ever reappeared? Wasn't Luffy's father the leader of the resistance or some shit? I remember seeing him in volume 13 back when I was in middle school. And I was like, wow, I'm sure this character will reappear sometime in the future. LMAO. Yes, but he doesn't do much. Why am I not surprised? Do we know what the will of D is? What it stands for? People were saying it stands for diver or some shit like that. Dragon did and again did nothing of value. It do be like that. D's nuts. Volume 12. I think when First Dragon appears is right after the Fishman arc, not Fishman Island, the Arlen Park arc. So, you know, 5 lifetimes ago. These nuts, these nuts. Everyone just pulling out these nuts. Feels good, man. Every death in One Piece has been a joke since Alabasta Birdman blew himself up and survived. I agree. You can never ever take any One Piece deaths ever seriously ever again. After the guy sacrifices himself to fly a nuke into the fucking sky. And you're like, oh my god, I can't believe my favorite character who I don't actually care about is dead. And he's like, no, he's not dead. And you're like, oh wow, that's so awesome. It's like, Jesus Christ, Oda. It's not like having, what's his name? Peru or something. I forgot what the Birdman was called. It's not like if he died, you wouldn't have been able to continue the story or something, so he had to survive or anything. Talking about characters that you were, you know, you could get away with sacrificing them to get some tearjerker points. Bon Clay tanking deadly poison without consequences. Yes. Also, that's like the second time Bon Clay has like a special scene in which you assume they're gonna die. Or maybe they might die or whatever. Where it makes sense if they die. And you're like, no, don't die! And it's like, oh, here we go again. It was 12. Well, I have a bunch of One Piece volumes on my desk. Because I actually examine how Oda builds the page and stuff with his combination of blacks and grays and stuff, and where he uses cross-hatching and shit. So I have it around. And obviously because I think One Piece peaked around then, I'm not pulling out volume 40 or anything like that. So too hard to die in the verse where bandages heal almost anything. Yeah, in the verse where you're just like, if something is bad, you just cry in frustration and apologize to your nakama for not being able to continue in the fight and stuff like that. I thought Oda didn't use grays other than for shading. Well, when I say grays, I mean stuff that appears as gray on the page. So that includes screen tones, which are a combination of dots, lots of little dots, right? And it also includes stuff like cross-hatching, which has a similar effect as screen tones. How many volumes do I own? I don't remember. I stopped buying them at some point. I used to pick up a lot of them because, like, it was going throughout my entire life. So if I was living in Japan, going to high school at the time, I was also like buying a volume here and there and stuff like that. Jesus Christ. He's doing like 15 different pictures here without deciding what to do. God damn, he draws fast. I wish I could draw half as fast as Oda and then I could be a professional manga artist. Fucking psycho, man. Oh. See, the reason why this picture is comable is because the angle of Nami is out of way so that you don't see the insane hourglass shape. So you don't have to, you can actually, it actually appears like she has internal organs, which cannot be said for any of his other drawings. Nami pinups are getting increasingly sluttier as time goes on. That's basically the only reason why Nami's kept around. I mean, at some point they actually have to get back on the ship, and I don't think anybody else can actually navigate, so... Unless they have some sort of magical way to get to the next island. Like, literally everybody on that ship is, besides Jinbei, I guess, is too retarded to pilot the thing, so... It's important to remember that 90% of One Piece characters are fucking retarded and can't do normal human things. Nami is a valuable crew member besides being slutty, just by being somewhat vaguely normal. I mean, narrative-wise, not functionally. Yeah, but every woman's like that. If you want to complain about people not mattering narrative-wise, there's a bunch of other things that should come before Nami and her massive tits. You know, like the fucking skeleton, who has been useless narrative-wise from day one. What about fucking Sanji? Who not only is a downgrade from Zoro, he's a net negative narrative-wise, forcing us have to deal with his bullshit when he loses too much blood on Fishman Island by looking at too much tits. And we're like, oh god, we have to... He's gonna keep on continuing this plot line that Sanji's gonna die from blood loss. This is a real problem. You need a cook? Yes. Yes, of course the woman is gonna show up and be like, the important half of my Zoro-Sanji coupling yaoi fanfiction is very important. Why do these mangaka introduce a billion characters that stay around for far too long and do nothing? I mean, One Piece is much better than a lot of other manga when it comes to that type of shit, though. They're theoretically on a boat. They have to operate a fucking boat. You actually do need a lot of sailors on a boat. That's not actually incorrect. I honestly believe that Brooke and Frankie did a lot of damage to the dynamic between the Straw Hats. They were a lot more interesting before they joined. Yeah, I think you're right. That's why I often say Alabaster Arc and a little bit after Alabaster Arc. A lot of people say that the best arc is Skypiea, and I kind of agree. It sort of had just the right amount of crew members at that time, and just the right amount of character dynamics. And after Robin, it starts to become too many people, you know? Jinbei adds absolutely nothing. Dun 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 dun. Well, it's sort of that problem where 2 is company and 3 is a crowd. You can only have so many scenes with everybody in them, just like in real life, and after that you start getting separate groups and separate cliques and stuff like that. The NL versus Rambo versus Don Quixote versus Zorro versus Giant Snake went hard. Yes. It was a different time, guys. Holy shit, we've been talking about One Piece for like 2 hours now. As much as everyone complains about One Piece and Oda and it not being as good as it used to be, what other manga is anybody going to be able to actually talk about with everybody in chat for 2 hours? It shows that he's still king, despite everything. We underestimate Oda at our own peril. You know, I think we're gonna look back at this time when everyone's bitching and whining and moaning about One Piece not being good enough. And we're gonna think about it differently once Oda is actually done or dead or retired or something, and be like, we were taking that shit for granted. Just like a lot of people were taking shit for granted about, I don't know, Slam Dunk and Dragon Ball and, you know, Fist of North Star and stuff like that. There's no guarantee that you're going to get back to those highs that you think just are normal to be there. You can make a drinking game over how many times in cover pages where Robin is the size of an ant. She's operating in the shadows. I hope Oda doesn't succumb to high blood pressure, gout, or diabetes. I don't think you die from gout. But you definitely die from high blood pressure and diabetes, so... People are more worried about the author of Maid in Abyss, because he keeps on posting his blood pressure on Twitter, and it's like 400 over 300 or something like that. It's basically like his fucking brain is gonna explode. And you're like, Jesus Christ, dude, stop eating ramen. That's not good for you. But apparently he can't, so there you go. Akira Toriyama vehicle design is now gone forever. Not One Piece. Shonen Jump had, let's see. They were showing the... Oh, they have a section on the Online Jump website where they do old manga series that you can read for free up to a point. So they were doing Sandland, because they want you to buy the video game coming out. And I was like, oh, I don't have Sandland at home. I should take a bunch of screenshots. They can't stop me from screenshotting the screen. Because I fucking need this for reference on how to draw vehicles and how to draw, like, rocks and shit. But, like, yo, look at this stuff. You know what Sandland makes me feel? It makes me feel sad that Dragon Ball went on for so long. Because it meant that we didn't get to read stuff like this. Like, look at the fucking, you know... He knows exactly how to draw just enough details and where to use... Or I don't think he uses any rulers here, actually. The big secret about Toriyama drawing mecha design is he doesn't have many straight lines, or if he is drawing the straight line, he's drawing it by hand. So everything is a little squiggly, which makes everything feel like very heavy and very like damaged and battle scarred and stuff. And nobody else does that. You'd think that, considering what a huge... I mean, look at these details and shit. You'd think that, looking at how popular Toriyama is, there would be more people who just try and fucking imitate him completely, like this stuff. But I bet there was a lot of people who tried, and they failed so horribly that nobody even considers them to be Toriyama imitators, because it doesn't feel the same. Like, there's a lot of shit. I talked about this last stream, but there's a lot of shit that where people were inspired by Oda, and it looks and feels sort of similar to One Piece, but there aren't any manga that I can really think off the top of my head that were clearly inspired by Toriyama and look and feel like Dragon Ball, you know? It's very interesting. You will never be him. Believe in yourself. I mean, we only need to look to Dragon Ball Super to see how difficult it is to properly imitate the feel of Toriyama, i.e. it's fucking impossible. I forgot what the artist's name is. And that's with Toriyama fixing his storyboards, apparently, so... Fairy Tail, especially early on, looks like One Piece. Also, it steals character designs. People are saying that it looked like One Piece, even from Rave. Toyotaro, yeah. Rest in peace, Toyotaro. Good luck in trying to emulate Toriyama now that he's gone and he isn't going to save your ass. I mean, that's a job that... Talk about a thankless job right there. No matter how good you are going to be, people are going to wish you are somebody else. It's like every day your mother telling you that you wish that you were she wishes that it was you who died instead of your brother who she likes better than you. Kind of like that. There's no replacement for Toriyama, and you'll forever just be like a sad disappointment. God took the wrong son. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say, basically. Unfortunately, Toriyama, it wasn't an option between Toriyama and Toyotaro both hanging off a cliff. That's not what happened, so... Dragon Ball GT. I like the Dragon Ball GT opening, though. Seven Deadly Sins art feels like Toriyama. No, it doesn't. What the fuck are you talking about? I should fucking time you out just for that comment. Jesus Christ. That's really high on the dumbest comments I've read in chat in a while. Suzuki Nakaba does not look like Toriyama, goddammit. I like Suzuki Nakaba's art more than Toriyama, to be honest. I've always liked his art more than Toriyama. The plot for both Toriyama and Suzuki Nakaba, I can sort of take and leave. I don't really care one way or the other. I think they're both kind of subpar storytellers. The less could be said about Nakaba, the better. Wrong. I'm a huge Nakaba defender. I don't think all of you guys have read all of his shit that got cancelled. There's a lot of gems in there. Have you guys read the one that he did on Ultra Jump? I don't know what the English title would be, but it was like something called like Between Me and You. Kimi to Boku or something like that. It was like a sci-fi world traveling fantasy, but it's all about like a super-powered female and a short Shota inventor. So like the entire series is a like straight Shota. And at one point the Shota main character gets kidnapped by Amazons. And it's strongly implied that he's going to get raped to death by very powerful female warriors. Extremely based and red-pilled. That's all I have to say. Ultra Red. I have all 4 volumes of Ultra Red in my house. and I look at them frequently as a reference for how to do penmanship. The crazy thing about Suzuki Nakaba is that he was that good at drawing from day one when he started the golf manga Rising Impact and Jump, and then somehow he got fucking cancelled in every one of the major Japanese manga magazines over the next like 10 years. All of his shit is always good enough for the editors to be like, you're extremely talented at drawing, and also this is a really good story. It's definitely good enough for it to be serialized. And then the readers are like, I don't know about it. It's missing something, and it fucking gets cancelled again and again and again. The plot of Seven Deadly Sins is spawn camping. It's interesting that Seven Deadly Sins is finally the one in which the readers were like, okay, I can tolerate this. Because all the previous ones got cancelled. So why is this the one? I can understand early Seven Deadly Sins before the plot it became what it is right now. But I'm not following it, by the way, so I don't actually know what happens. Because the concept of like sort of mid to high fantasy with lots of armor and hatching and stuff like that really matches his skills as an artist really well. Like, nobody can really draw that kind of pastoral English landscapes with pen and ink the way he can among manga. And of course he was always good at that from day one. The thing is, I never liked the characters of Seven Deadly Sins, so... Seven Deadly Sins seemed meh to mid to me, but people love that one guy who had become Chad in the Sun. What about Uo, thick giantess woman? Diana, please crush me with your massive ass. Haha, that would be horrible. Imagine if a huge giant woman with massive tits and ass wasn't paying attention and she just happened to sit on you and you died by being crushed by her 7,000 ton ass. Haha. Very common concept, by the way. It's not a muscle mommy, though. It's a giantess fetish. Those are two different things, by the way. I hate to be the that guy, but giantess fetish and muscle mommy fetish are two different things. We must never forget that. Have you seen the manga about the 8-meter tall JK? No. Although, that's a pretty common concept right now as well. People are now way more public about how badly they want a big dommy mommy girlfriend. Half of the sins are also sex offenders, Melodious, Bannon, especially Gauza. Bro, there's nothing wrong with grabbing the princess's tits regularly. If Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas can be given a lifetime appointment after trying to show porn to Anita Hill, then Melodious can grab the princess's tits if he's gonna literally save the kingdom or whatever. Giantess is a hopelessness or motherly cross fetish, while the muscle mommy one is either fascination with a very strong woman and also self-depreciation because the muscle mommy is usually the bigger spoon. Okay, we're not actually going to do psychoanalysis of these various tastes of femdom, guys. I know this is like your specialty. I know you all have a master's in the various categories of femdom, but we're not going to do it, okay? Diane has an amputee muscle giantess friend. Whoa, amputee, whoa. That's my Hystrixia impression. Hystrixia when she sees someone losing their limbs impression. I keep on trying to tell her that getting your limbs chopped off isn't hot, but she disagrees and there's nothing I can do about it. Time. Jesus Christ, 4:30. I'm making so little progress. Man, finishing pictures is such a pain in the ass. This is why for a long time on Twitter I was only just posting a bunch of line art without properly finishing that shit. This is also why you have assistants to do this stuff. Imagine how much time this shit takes if you're putting in the grays by pasting a sheet of tone paper on it and then cutting the sheet using a box cutter. Yeah, it fucking takes forever. This is why everyone has moved to digital, guys. Just adding grays and stuff and coloring in the boxes takes a shit ton of time. Even if you're working digitally. Now imagine if you had to do this with a cutter knife. You're being such a good streamer that you're forgetting to be a better artist. It's okay. This type of finishing stuff, I don't work that much faster, even if I'm not chatting with you guys. If I'm doing line work, then sometimes, like, I won't be able to focus, and my production goes down, but this type of finishing shit, it always takes a bunch of time for me. And even then, I'm a really shitty finisher in terms of, like, I always have little white spaces. If only you could hire assistants. I can't hire assistants, guys. I'm trying to make money. Guys, how much money do you think I fucking make? You think you guys pay me that much money? You think that, like, $5 Prime sub, half of which goes to Jeff Bezos' yacht, is going to pay for a fucking assistant? The only situation in which I'm going to have an assistant is if I'm properly being paid by, like, fucking Shonen Jump, okay? I'm not going to fucking pay for an assistant when my yearly income is under $40,000. That doesn't happen. Trad cucks could never. There's a reason why Shonen Jump authors try to do all of their manga without using screen tones, because it's way more faster if you're good at drawing to not have grays and just have black and whites and shading. We think you're loaded because you don't have to pay rent? Yeah, but okay, well, even if I did have the money to pay a fucking assistant, which I do not, we don't have professional manga level assistants just sort of floating around available for hire. People are struggling to find assistants, even if you're a professional mangaka right now. Let me put it this way. How many of you guys can actually draw? I'll give you an answer. Like 2. 2 of you can draw, and none of you are quitting your fucking day job to be one of my assistants, okay? So shut the fuck up. I'm not hiring anybody. Baal had an assistant once. Baal didn't get the hit and she turned into a Menhera. Look, if you're a woman and you don't say anything, it's not my fault, okay? I don't know what non-verbal communication means. I'm a Giga Spurg. It's not my fault. It might mean something, it might not mean something. Who knows? Women are mysterious. I generally assume that women don't want to have any kind of relationship with me and go home, so this strategy has been very beneficial to me throughout my life. Using this strategy, I've avoided getting accused of sexual harassment and being put in awkward situations many times. If you just don't engage with the female and go home, nothing bad can happen. Why would people not want a job with long hours and low pay when you can send 4 emails and browse YouTube for fat stacks? I know, right? The thing is, this type of work where all you're doing is just coloring in the blacks and grays, you'd think that this would you could do this even if you're not great at your job. However, it's probably not as easy as you think. Do you like it when you can see the strings of the panties? Sort of. Although I'm okay with Nicole not having any panties coming out of her extremely short cut-off jeans. I like that if you actually look at the drawings in the computer model in some cases, I don't know if it's the case for the computer model, but a lot of the drawings and the statues, her jeans are so short that the pockets of the jeans are popping out from underneath the jeans. See, I was wondering what this this black square was, and then I realized it's because she has back pockets. So the pockets are they're actually coming out of the jeans material. I was like, oh wait, that would happen. That's so fucking smart. I didn't think about that. It's going to be a Tatsumaki fake out again. Look, don't believe what the quote-unquote official source tells you. Just believe your own eyes. There's no fucking panties underneath here, obviously. There's no room for it. Where's the panties? There is none. You think the panties are this small? Nah, ain't happening. She's fucking Nopon. Literally built for fat, ugly bastard old men. For selling her body on the street. Feels good, man. I keep jorking it to Mogudan's Tatsumaki Dojin. I can't believe Mogudan is drawing something other than Ayanami Rei after she ate 10 million calories and gained 70 pounds. I didn't even know that he did anything besides Ayanami Rei. Wait, is Mogudan's Tatsumaki also extremely fat as well? Is he capable of drawing skinny characters? I like the design from Blue Archive where girl have red shirt tucked into her shorts and sticking out of legs just like those pockets. Yeah, I'm not going to draw the pockets in this drawing. I think they'll be a little confusing. She's wide and caked. The people who like their women to be caked, they really don't back down, do they? They're just like Johnny Cash. I won't back down. They don't care how off-model the body is. Katsumi, my beloved. Oh. Alright guys, I'm gonna end the stream here. I didn't make much progress. This is the problem with drawing video game girls, because if you actually draw their outfit according to the character design, video game girls always have giga complicated outfits that take forever to draw, because once you actually create the character, you don't have to, you know, draw them again, so they're not like manga characters. And you have to draw shit tons of details, and yet, like, it's still the same amount of time that people are going to look at it, which is why you should have super simple designs like Monkey D. Luffy. BB ending early feels bad, man. What the fuck are you talking about? I've been streaming for like 3 hours, god damn it. Alright. Good night, guys.